Okay, today we are going to practice on how to comp a property. So you're going to start off by going to pbcgov.com/PAPA. That's PAPA. It'll bring you to this screen right here. Once you come here, you'll see where it says real property. Underneath there, you can search by the owner's name or address. For today's purpose, we are going to comp a property in Palm Beach Gardens, 10185 Balsa Way in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So you'll see as soon as we start typing in 10185, you're going to start seeing other addresses pop up that meet the criteria. So as soon as I type in 10185 Balsa, here comes our property. Just simply click search, and then here's all the property information. So you got the address, the municipality, parcel control number, subdivision, sale date, legal description, owner's information, the owner's address, last sales prices, who owned the property or bought the property, homestead exemptions, square footage, whether the property is concrete block or frame. This is CBS stucco, obviously, built in 1993. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Again, this has 1,801 square feet under air, 2,378 total square footage. You're going to want to remember this and concrete block when we go back to do our comps here on this property. But if you scroll down, you'll get to the tax assessed value all the way down to your property taxes and whether or not there is a exemption amount. So we're going to simply scroll back up. Again, this is for people that do not have access to the MLS and want to use the Palm Beach County Property Appraisers site to comp out a house and find comparable sales. So if you simply click on show full map, it'll bring you over to this screen here. I call it the pancake button. It'll simply say layers. Once you click on the layers button, you simply click sales, and then every property line will turn into a color. Gold, as I call it, yellow, blue, and red. Your subject property is outlined in a red line. We'll just X out right here, and we will zoom out a little bit by hitting the minus button. And again, a yellow house is the house that has been sold in the past 6 months. So this is a yellow house right here. This is just the regular gold, as I call it, colors. So again, yellow house has been sold in the past 6 months. Remember, our house is just under 2,500 square feet total. If you click on this house right here, simply click on the yellow. It'll bring up the property details. It'll tell me this house is around the same square footage and sold in June of 2018 for $405,000. All right, so that's a good comp property. If we weren't in an HOA development, we would want to click on view property record and then find out if this property is also concrete block, but I know it is because all these houses are going to be exactly the same, pretty much around the same square footage, depending on the model home. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, just like the other one. But like I said, if this wasn't an HOA, you would want to come down here and see if it's concrete block or frame, and check out the square footage here. Also, if you scroll down a little bit, if you're looking at properties that are more than 1 unit, it'll say here, number of units. So we're just going to scroll back up to the top. We can simply click the back button to get back to the map we were at. But we are going to have to click on the layers tab again and click sales to bring everything back up to color. All right, so we'll just zoom out a little bit again. And the goal for me here is to find 3 properties that have sold in the past 6 months that are the same square footage. So like we said, right here we have one that's in the HOA that sold for $405,000. That's the same size. Scroll up a little bit, and you can just click and drag your mouse and go around. Remember to stay inside the HOA. If you go outside the HOA, you will know, because obviously we're in Sienna Oaks where we're looking in the subdivision. If I click on this yellow house over here, notice how my subdivision changes at Make Court. So obviously this is not the same neighborhood. So just make sure you stay in the same development, same subdivision. So let's click on another yellow house. So if we take this one, for example, this one sold in May of 2018 for $375,000. This is obviously the same size house as before, because Palm Beach County Property Appraisers, the square footage you see on the map, where it's just on the left-hand side of the screen, that's the total square footage where you sold 2270. Here's your under air, 1796. This house was built in 1990. Our subject house was built in 1993, but again, same thing, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So a little bit smaller, but $375,000. So let's just click the back button once again. Again, it's going to take us back to our subject property when you hit the back button. Simply click layers, sales, X out, zoom out a little bit. This was the property we were on last time. Notice how this total square feet was 2270. So remember, this is not under air, this is total square feet. All right. And so we had $375,000 in May of 2018. You drop one below that, you have another $375,000 house, 2378 total square feet. So it's going to be the same, pretty much under air, same model house. Again, $375,000. You can scroll over here to this one. Obviously, this is a quick claim deed or something in 2018. So, I mean, you can still take this one, and if you want to, you can go and we'll use that for another video, but you can click and track down the deed to kind of see what the person paid for it, but we're not going to go into that since we already have 3 yellow houses at $375,000 and one at $405,000 in this development. Now, this is, again, for people that don't have access to the MLS. I know I have access to the MLS. I know that there is one house for sale in this neighborhood for $398,000. And I know that the last sale in here was for $405,000, this house over here for the subject property development. So I'd be safe to say that this house is worth, 10185 Balsa Way, is $399,000 after rehab value. At 380, 390 are safe numbers. But like I said, we have a 405. As long as you're making your house look like this one, obviously you can just simply click on 1048 Sienna Oaks Circle, type it into Google, and you'll see pictures of what they did to their house to make it look like that. But again, here is a good comparable when they come to do your value of your house when you sell it. So this is for a HOA, a development. If you were doing a neighborhood or an area that is not a development, it's going to work a little bit different. You're going to want to pay attention to, let's just click back on view property records. You're going to want to make sure that you stay in the same general vicinity. You're going to want to make sure that the house, your subject house, if it's CB stucco, you want to make sure that you're getting CB stucco houses or frame houses. If your subject house is a CB stucco house, a CBS house, you could take a frame comp. But if your house is framed and your subject house is framed, don't take CBS comps and use them for your frame house that you're trying to comp out. Obviously, pay attention to the square footage. And this is if you were in a neighborhood, let's say, for instance, south of Southern, just off of Dixie Highway. You have frame houses over there in West Palm Beach. You have frame houses, concrete block houses, you have multi-family houses. This is where you're going to find all that information: number of units, total square footage, bed, bath, whether it's frame, concrete block, year built. It's not always going to have the bedrooms and bathrooms, but so if you want to tune into the next video, we will do a house that is not in an HOA development. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment sections below, and we'll get back to you. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube page. This is Zwirzina signing out. Have a great day, everybody.